Hi everyone. I'm Tang Tang from Susan's family. Today I'm bringing you a lucky little hanging ornament called On Cloud Hare. The electronic tutorial for this pattern can be found on the website. Search for soosodiy.com to access it. This product is made up of the main part, the hanging loop, the ears, the tail, and the accessories. Start by crocheting the main piece, then proceed with the assembly. First, let's learn how to make the main part. The main part is made up of 2 cloud pieces. Each single cloud piece starts with a foundation chain. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise along the starting chain. The crochet stitches used include chain, slip stitch, half double crochet, and treble crochet. Now, watch me demonstrate. Before starting the crochet work, first learn the proper crochet posture. For specific yarn, color schemes, and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. First, make a foundation chain of 5 stitches. Start by making a slip knot. Then crochet 5 chain stitches. Next, work on the first round. First, crochet 2 chain stitches on the 3rd chain from the hook. Pick up the top strand and work 2 half double crochets. Then continue picking up the top strand of the chains. Correspondingly make 3 half double crochets. In the last chain stitch, work 5 half double crochets. After completing, rotate the piece. Pick up the remaining 2 strands of the chains, and work 3 half double crochets in sequence. Pay attention not to insert into the placement of stitches of these 5 stitches. Weave in the yarn tails together. Then pick up at the last chain stitch. Work 2 half double crochets. Finally, pick up the 2nd chain of the starting chain. Hook a slip stitch through these 2 strands to connect. Pull tight. This completes the first round. Cut off the yarn tail that wasn't tightened at the beginning. Now move on to crochet round 2. First, chain 2 as the beginning chain. Hook a double crochet into the slip stitch position below. Work 1 treble crochet into the next stitch. Yarn over the hook twice. Insert into the stitch. Draw the yarn through. There are 4 loops on the hook now. Yarn over one after another. Thread through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. One treble crochet is completed. Hook 1 double crochet into the adjacent stitch. Chain 2. Join with a slip stitch in the same position. Chain 2. Work another double crochet in the same position. Once completed, work 3 treble crochets into the adjacent stitches one by one. I'll demonstrate the technique for treble crochet once again. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook and draw the yarn through. Yarn over one after another. Draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. Treble crochet is complete. Continue to complete the remaining 2. Hook 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Chain 2. Join with a slip stitch in the same position. Chain 2. Work another double crochet in the same position. Once completed, everyone refer to the chart to complete this round. Final double crochet, work into the slip stitch position from the previous round. 2 chain stitches. Work 1 slip stitch in the same position again. Cut the yarn after completing. Secure with 1 chain stitch. Leave a yarn tail of about 40 cm and cut the yarn. Pull tight. With that, 1 cloud piece is completed. We will use the clearer texture side as the right side. Everyone make another one using the same method. Leave a 10 cm yarn tail at the end, and hide it on the wrong side. That concludes the explanation of the main part. Next, we will learn how to make the ears. There are 2 in total. Both start with a foundation chain method. Crochet along the foundation chain. Once completed, apply blush and sew it onto the main part. The new stitch technique used is the single crochet. Please watch my demonstration. First, chain 8 to start. Then chain 1 as the beginning chain. Work 1 X stitch single crochet into the second to last stitch. Insert the hook. Place the hook above the yarn. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through once. 1 X stitch single crochet is done. From now on, we'll call it single crochet. Continue with 3 single crochets. Three half double crochets. Then work 5 half double crochets into the last chain stitch. After completing, rotate the piece. Pick up the remaining 2 strands of the chain, and work 3 half double crochets. Pay attention not to insert into the same position of these 5 stitches. Pull the yarn tails together. Then work 4 single crochets. After completing, secure with 1 chain stitch. Leave a yarn tail of about 30 cm and break the yarn. Cut off the excess starting yarn tail. This completes 1 ear. Everyone follow this method. Make another ear. That concludes the explanation for crocheting the ears. Once the ears are done, on the right side, apply blush slightly lower on the face. You can adjust the application based on your own preference. Then take 1 main piece. Attach the ear to the blurry textured wrong side of the main piece. Above the yarn tail. On both sides of this curve. There's no specific sewing method required. Just make sure it's securely attached. Be mindful not to show any sewing traces on the front side. Once done, tie off and weave in the ends neatly. Sew the other ear symmetrically. Once both ears are attached, you can make one ear stand upright and shape the other ear as desired. Take a piece of yarn in the same color as the ear, pull out one strand and sew it in place to secure. Tuck in the yarn ends neatly. That completes the ears. Next, sew the main pieces together. Place the 2 cloud-shaped pieces with their wrong sides facing each other. Match the shapes accordingly. Thread the yarn tail into the sewing needle. Use the whip stitch to sew the 2 main pieces together by picking up the crochet stitches. At the chain stitch position, align and sew the 2 strands of the chain stitch accordingly. Try to match the stitches as closely as possible. Keep the ears standing upright. When there's still a small distance left, add a little bit of stuffing. You can use leftover yarn tails of the same color. Finally, tie a knot and weave in the ends. The main part is now sewn together. Next, make the hanging loop. Take the same color yarn as the main piece. Find the area between the two ears. Join the yarn at the middle position. Then crochet 7 chain stitches in that same spot. Slip stitch back into the same position. Cut the yarn. Tuck the yarn tail into the fabric to finish. The hanging loop is now complete. Next, let's learn how to make the tail. Start with a magic ring method. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Add a little stuffing as you go. Finally, sew it onto the main piece. The new stitch technique used is the single crochet increase. Please watch my demonstration. First, start with a magic ring. Then chain 1 to begin. Work 5 single crochets into the ring. Pull the ring tight when done. Then slip stitch into the first stitch. If you're not sure where to start, you can count the stitches backward. The first round is complete. Now let's crochet the second round. Chain 1 to begin. Correspondingly make a single crochet increase in each stitch, which means making 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Single crochet increase completed. Continue crocheting. Finally, join with a slip stitch to the first stitch to finish. Turn the work so the textured right side is facing out. The second round is complete. For rounds 3 to 4 that follow, work single crochets into each stitch one by one. Please refer to the chart and complete them. At this point, you can slightly stuff some yarn tails inside. Now let's move on to work the fifth round. Make 1 beginning chain to start. Work 1 single crochet. Skip 1 stitch. Continue referring to the chart and work 1 single crochet, skip 1 stitch. Then finish with a slip stitch. The 5th round is completed. Stretch the loop and leave a 30 cm yarn tail, then break the yarn. Finally, thread the yarn tail through a yarn needle. Proceed to close the opening. Pass through the front loop of each stitch in the last round one by one, so it's just one line like this. Pull tight. Closing is completed. This way the tail is done. Finally, I'll use a swatch to demonstrate how to sew on the tail. Sew it directly underneath the hanging loop symmetrically. Secure it in place and tie off to hide the tail. That's all for the tail explanation. Finally, take out the accessories. Assembled. First, take out the 3-piece keyring set. Attach the circle to the hanging loop. Next, take out the tassel and attach it to the golden circle. Finally, take out the good luck charm and the small circle. Assemble them together. Attach it to the keyring or your preferred position. This way the accessories are assembled. Up to this point, this product is finished. If you have any unclear parts during the making process, feel free to contact our customer service. Don't hesitate to reach out to our customer service. Susan's family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.